welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Pathfinder Scout Pack from selfrelianceoutfitters.com. It was designed by David Canterbury, and all in all, it's a great pack. I've had it out on 2 overnighters so far, one of them being a canoe trip, and it's done exceptionally well. There are a couple things that I'm going to mention. I came to this pack from, if you guys have been around the channel for a little bit, you know that this has been my main pack for a little bit now, which is the Hidden Woodsman Day Ruck. For summer, it's absolutely amazing, and to be honest, I think I'm running this in the configuration it's in right now in an actually pretty similar size, because what I have in here is exactly what I had in there. Just with a couple different things on different places. Like the axe is on the side instead of on the front, and my saw, I usually didn't bring that saw. I would always bring just the Silky or the Baco. Sorry about my voice. A lot of events at church. I've been leading a lot of worship and screaming a lot, so pardon my voice. But yeah, let's just dive right into it and speak about what I like about the pack, which is a lot. I've had my eyes on a Savata, I think that's what they're called, for a long time now, and this reminds me of that a lot. Which when you watch David Canterbury speak about the pack, he says he took a lot from packs that he likes and took a lot and he took what he likes from them and what he doesn't like from them. And to be honest, I see a lot of similarities between that pack. I'm not saying he ripped it off or anything. I just a lot of these packs are very similar, so I mean, but I do see a lot of similarities. And one thing I don't like about that pack is how tactical it looks. If you're familiar with the pack I'm speaking about, I'll put a link below to the pack I'm speaking about. It's called like the Jakari, or I can't even pronounce it, but it's a pretty popular pack in the bushcraft community. And it's just covered in Molly. Molly in the front. I think there's Molly on the top. Just covered in Molly. So what I like about this pack is that it has kind of a similar style to that pack, but it doesn't have all of that, what would be unnecessary Pals webbing to me. If you love Pals webbing, I mean, you know, go for it. But you know, the two for just these two little pouches here, that's what I usually used on my other pack. So, and which we're gonna get into this, like kind of like an Alice type pack. You know, you have those pouches. That's usually what I like. So this really is good for that. And I think it was a nice touch to have this front pouch. Let's go over kind of the specs. So online, they say that it is rated to be a 30 to 35 liter pack. I think it might go actually a little bit more if you force it to. The way the pack works, let's open it up. So I will show you guys everything in here if you stay till like towards the end and you care about that stuff. If you watch the channel a lot, it hasn't really changed, but I've dialed it in pretty well, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if there's many things that I would upgrade or anything. I think my setup is pretty perfect for what I do. So you see there's a roll top here, and as you can see, it goes super high. My gear's like stopping right here, and it goes all the way up there. So technically, I mean, you can really pack this thing out. The way this works, that you can change the size of this, is there are these straps here. As you can see, they're all the way down. And you can extend this head here. So the brain of the pack, if you will, it's kind of like a backpacker's pack that has a brain, and you could extend that up. It is not removable, but you can extend it up and get more gear in here. Since we have the pack turned around, let's talk about the back. This is another place where you get that Savata vibe. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but they have a very similar lumbar support on the Savata packs. I think it's super sufficient for what this pack is. It's a 30-liter pack, 30 to 35-liter pack. So this pack isn't made to like hold a ton and a ton of weight, but of course you can put a ton of stuff in here and overpack it. Right now, I mean, right now as it sits, when you see everything in there with food and my water, everything, I mean, this pack is less than 35 pounds, I'm sure. So, you know, it's very doable. But if you start getting this pack will torture you just like any other pack. You'll hate any, what I'm saying is you'll hate any pack if you overpack it and if you put too much stuff. Let me not start rambling. You guys know how I am. And let's keep talking about the pack. The build quality of it is exceptional. It is from overseas, but it's exceptional. And for the price, it's about 200 bucks. So, and that's with tax and shipping. You're gonna pay right at 200 bucks for this. I think on the site it is, I got it pulled up right here, it's $184.95. So right at like 200 bucks when you put shipping. This is not removable, so that might be something you don't like, but the stitching is all good, and I would never remove it, but that's something to think about if that's something you might not like. But for me, it's perfect, and I think it's great, and I always use my hip belt. If I'm hiking anywhere, I use my hip belt. That's why I had, this is a special edition of the Day Ruck, and I actually have a hip belt on it, which most Day Rucks don't have that. So I really am a big fan of my hip belts. And this hip belt is great for what the pack is. It does have a sternum strap that is movable, so you can move the sternum strap up and down on the Pals webbing here, and it works great. It has two lifted pads here for some ventilation. And again, sorry guys for my, oh my gosh, my voice, so I barely have one. But so there's some ventilation back there, which I think is great. And to be honest, when I was hiking around with it, I hiked around with it for about 2 miles full, and it did just as well, I mean, as my Day Ruck. But it did well. It's comfortable, guys. Not much padding on the shoulder straps here. This area here, like where it kind of like yokes on your neck, it's not bad. It's really good. It doesn't ride bad or anything. So you guys know I'm very honest. So I don't praise a product if it doesn't deserve it, especially if I spent $200 on it. So I definitely think this pack is worth all of $200. The design is exceptional. The drag strap here, hang strap, whatever you call it, it leaves a little bit to be desired. It's a bit thin and flimsy. It's made of like the same strap as the sternum strap. It's nitpicking, but it's a bit thin. The zippers on the pack are fantastic. So you have this giant YKK zipper up here, which is great. The zipper on the bottom, it's smaller, but it's YKK as well, and it's not bad. It's a really good quality zippers. You know, that's awesome. And to be honest, I think this zipper and that zipper up on top are the two only zippers. So they're both great. Another thing that I think was a great touch on this pack is it came with these bedroll straps. So if you look at the bottom here, right now I have my tent tied onto it, but these bedroll straps came with it, and I think that's great. They're high quality bedroll straps. All of these clips, I mean, positive clips, like, I mean, they're great. They're the straps and the clips are great. And these bedroll straps, you got some webbing on the bottom to attach things. you got 2 drain holes on the water bottle pouches, but not on the bottom. So if you're wading through rivers with this thing, there's no drain holes on the bottom. I don't do that, but just another thing to think about. There actually is one more zipper, which is also a YKK zipper, and that holds the rain cover, which will cover the whole entire pack. Let me put that on and show you. There you go, it covers the whole pack. It can be used as a waypoint marker. If you're in not private land, public land, not private land, public land, and you're worried about hunters or anything, obviously that's great to put on your back, because as you can see, I'm the color of a deer. As I start taking stuff out of it, you'll be able to see more of the characteristics of the back. But as you can see here, and I can't say enough good things about the clips. The clips are great. They feel just as good as these. The clips are really great. And to be honest, I think Hidden Woodsman gear is just the best. So whenever I compare gear to it, if this is doing good compared to this, that's really good. One thing I will say is this is 1000 denier nylon. I believe it's ballistic nylon. This is 1000D Cordura. And this is why I have this bag down here. So this bag is 500D Cordura. And to be honest, this bag feels more comparable to this bag at 500D Cordura. I'm not a nylon expert. All I'm judging it by is what's right in front of me, right here, and me feeling it. And for it being 1000 denier, it doesn't match up to the 1000 denier Cordura. Is that a con? No, I don't think it's a con. But it's just different, you know. And so if you're used to 1000D Cordura, and you see, oh, this is 1000D, it's not the same. And I actually had another bag by 511. It was the Rush, and it was made of this same stuff, and that's when I noticed. I actually made a video about that. That's when I noticed that the big difference, and there is a huge difference, night and day. I mean, 1000D Cordura and 1000D nylon is very different. So that's something else to think about. Not a con, but something to think about. Up here, you have one strip of webbing, which you could attach things to. As you can see, I got some gloves here. You could attach things to here, and when you have it actually rolled up more and have more gear in it, you can take these, so your straps aren't all over the place. So that's pretty awesome. I don't mind showing you guys what's in here. So if you guys have any questions about the pack, just let me know in the comment section below. As you can see, I'm not making a super cinematic video here. I just make videos to help people out. Normal guys like me. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I just like to have fun, and I'm absolutely in love with gear, like most of you. So if you have any questions, or want to just talk about yours and tell me how you feel about yours, let me know in the comment section below. If you can see the stitching, I mean, there's X box stitching. I mean, I really think this bag is gonna stand the test of time. And if it doesn't, I'll definitely let you know, and I'll definitely let the Pathfinder school or Self-Reliance Outfitters know. Because it's a decent pack. It's a good amount of money for the pack, but I think it's a super decent pack. You see the stitching, everything looks really, really good. So now, I'll show you what I have in it. I got a lot of crap in it. We'll go through it quick. So on the sides here, I have this is my bigger axe. This is not the small Wetterlings axe that I usually carry. It's a little bit bigger. This is the Anabi, which you guys have seen me use this in my winter camping videos. I also have a, this is a 20-inch axe. And I also have a Kuska, is it a Kikska or something like that? Which is also Holtzbrook. And that one is a 26. I really, really love this axe. I haven't done anything to it, but put some bungee on here to make that sheath stay on there more positively. On this side here, this is just a Agawa saw. I'm not gonna take it out, but it's just a folding saw, an Agawa saw. It's the 21-inch one. You guys have seen those in my videos too. And if you have seen the videos, you know that my favorite camp knife, I have a lot of knives, but this is my favorite one, the SCPR4, given to me by a good friend, Chip, traded on Facebook. Chip, love that guy, always gives me good gear. And I got my gloves there. Let's go through the pouches real quick. These pouches, in case you're wondering, they're made by a company called Blackhawk. I got them off of Amazon, and they are very similar to these. I think they're actually made with the same exact material, the same exact nylon. Very, very high quality. Zippers are high quality. So if you look up Blackhawk pouches, they're really nice. And I actually got them in the multicam because I have another Dayruck that's multicam. It's a Dayruck Scout. And I just grabbed these off of there, and I think they match great with the bag. In this pouch here, just got my my Sawyer water purification, and then I have a tackle box filled with tons of tackle. Last time you saw the canoe video, we did some fishing, didn't catch anything, but that's why I brought the tackle box. And I have a Leatherman Surge in here. It's overkill, heavy as heck, but I have it in there because I was fishing. I took this. Usually I wouldn't have the Surge or the fishing gear. In this pouch, and I'm telling you guys, if you guys made it this far, I love my setup. My tent, everything is just great. And if you guys have been around the channel for a little bit, you know that I've been using all different type of stuff. And man, really love the setup. When I'm out there, I never feel like I don't have what I need. And I never feel like I have, most people would say I have too much, that's fine. But dude, I I use all this stuff, I really do. So you guys have seen this. This is my 1100 milliliter pot. And it looks so clean is because I put it in the fire after, it hasn't been this clean in a long time. But I put it in the fire and let it burn in the fire for a really long time last time I went out, and it cleaned it right up. Then just an Nalgene, and then my 750 milliliter pot with the bale. These are all titanium, except the Nalgene, that's stainless steel. And then down here I have another Nalgene, which I'll just leave in there, but another Nalgene down there. Up here, I actually keep my first aid kit, which is perfect, and that's all I really keep up here. I threw my headlamp in there, which is a, you know what, man, I forgot what it is. It's a Black Diamond something, but I forgot what headlamp that is. The reason why I use this headlamp is because it has a red, and my other headlamp didn't have red, and I wanted red, so that's why I bought this one. Great first aid kit, band-aids, tourniquet, trauma bandage, got a bunch of different pills, aspirin, you know, stuff like that. It doesn't have too much in here, but what I pride myself in is my I'll just leave it out, but what I pride myself in with my first aid kit is I actually know how to use everything in here. So, you know, sometimes I see people, and I'm not knocking anybody, man, like that's not the spirit I have, but I see people with really big first aid kits, and sometimes I question if they can use it all, because there's some pretty gnarly stuff in first aid kits, but I have some pretty very normal stuff in here. Trauma bandage, just some gauze, And like I said, just regular old stuff. So when I going into the pack in the brain, I actually started taking this last time I went out, which is this Sims hat. And when I was like canoeing on the creek, this thing was amazing because there's bugs everywhere. It's just a Sims hat with a bug net. I really love this thing. It's a great hat. When I went to Africa, I actually bought this hat for Africa, and now I use it camping. But when I was in Africa, that thing was great too. I went to Uganda on a mission trip, and yeah, that thing was great. So let's grab this stuff out of the bag. You're gonna see I have a lot of stuff. So here's my food bag, and then I have my extra clothes bag, which I'll go through real quick for you guys. My food, prep stuff, little pouch, Hidden Woodsman pouch. I love these Hidden Woodsman pouches, they're great. I got 2 of those. And then I have a Possibles pouch. And then I just have my sleeping gear, which for summer is great. I love summer. This is my this is my sleeping bag. And then I have my new, oh man, I'm so excited for this thing, Thermarest X-Therm. So we'll go through it real quick. And guys, if you guys have stayed this long, thanks. I really love geeking out on this stuff, so if you guys like it too, give me a thumbs up and shoot me a subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys are using. So the sleeping bag is, man, I fell in love with this bag. I was in Cabela's with my dad, and I fell in love with it just because of how small it is. It's a Nano Wave by Marmot. Just a little 55 degree bag, and it's light and it's tiny. Oh man, I love it. I was actually using the patrol bag from the MSS. That's what I was using in the summer, which is way bigger than this thing. And for my pillow, I have one of these Sea to Summit Arrows ultralight pillows, and I just shove it right in there, and it's great. I had 2 of them actually, but I gave one to my friend. What's up, Caden? I gave one to him because he needed it. And then the X-Therm, I'm gonna do I'm gonna talk more about this in another video. I just got this and I'm so excited for it. Man, I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be my all year sleeping pad, and I'm really excited about it. So in this pouch, this is my fire pouch, which doesn't really have too much in it. I have my bigger ferro rod, which is just my big ferro rod. And then I have some, a tin with some char cloth in it, and then some matches and a lighter. I do want to get more into flint and steel, but I'm very novice at flint and steel. I've made a million fires with the ferro rod, but very novice with flint and steel. And then in here I just have some birch bark and some fat wood and some various other things. So just a little fire kit there. In this one I have cordage, and I used to carry too much cordage, so now I carry what I actually use, which you might think is a lot, but I still use all this crap. I just got a bunch of juke twine, which I use for if I'm lashing anything, you know, sticks or anything together. I usually use juke twine, and then I just cut it off and then I just throw it in the fire. I don't use bank line unless I'm doing something more, you know, permanent. This is my my pre-made ridge line. I really like this this clothesline type cordage because it doesn't stretch. Paracord just stretches like a lot, so this stuff doesn't stretch as much. You know, I have my prusik knots on there with bank line, and it's really great. Just a little bit of canvas. I got some 550 in there, and then I have just a rolled bank line. to me, it's not a lot of stuff. I used to carry way more. It's way too much. But yeah, I mean, right now this is actually like pretty perfect, you know, because it's enough for me to, you know, get everything done and really be comfortable out there. When I go out now, I mean, I'm comfortable. I'm really comfortable. In here I have my bush box, which is just the stainless steel bush box. I love that thing. I think it's made by Bushcraft Essentials. I'm not gonna take it out because I only have one hand, but it's great. Titanium spoon and fork. My fish mouth spreaders, which I use to hang this off on the fire. My little grips for my my pots and pans, which I have a pan in there, which I'll show you in a second. This is my like everything, you know, dry, clean something, and then just my lids to my pots, and then in here I have some wipes. In my possibles pouch I have a ton of crap. So in here I think I have some more lighters and matches, and then some lantern wicks. I think I have like 5 lantern wicks. In here I have a bandana and my compass. Which I'm not very good at using. That's one thing I want to really work on. I love learning new things, and navigation is one thing that, man, I really have to work on it. More wipes. A little hook knife. This is a great hook knife. All the spoons that I've made in my other videos and stuff, I've made with this hook knife. And I made this little duct tape thumb protector, which actually works really great. There's that. This is just a little diamond sharpener for my knife. These are just garbage bags. I have, I think, 3 or 4 garbage bags wrapped up in there, and also the bag there. Toothbrush and toothpaste. As you can see, I got a lot of stuff, but it's pretty organized. A roll of Gorilla Tape, some extra batteries for my headlamp, and a strop, which there should be compound. Which, yeah, there's compound somewhere. Is there in here? Yeah, some compound. This is my clothes bag, which, you know, this changes, but right now I just have a beanie and some wool socks to sleep in. I will never walk in these wool socks. I've slept in them twice and they still feel new. It's just so nice to have some like nice clean socks when you go to sleep. You've been hiking or in your canoe and your feet are wet or something, you know, have some nice clean socks. So that's just a couple things I have in there. And you've seen in other videos, if you've watched my other videos, that I keep, I usually keep like, you know, underwear, like long johns and stuff for colder months. But, you know, the summer, I love the summer, man. Other than the bugs, I mean, I love it, because I mean, I don't have to worry about the extra clothes. I don't have to worry about a tent stove. I don't have to worry about, you know, bigger bags, like big sleeping bags, and you know, it's just great. And I really think this is going to change the game this coming winter too, this new sleeping pad. What we didn't go through is my food bag, so we'll go through that real quick. I'm already at 30 minutes. I might cut a little bit off, but I mean, if you like it, you like it. So I never mind watching these videos. I really love this bag, this canvas bag. I forgot where I got it. But this is a gem, guys. You guys have watched my other videos, especially the video where I caught the trout and cooked the trout. I was trying different like instant coffees, because having instant coffee is just great. And someone in the comment section told me about this, and someone told me about some other stuff, and I tried them both. This dark roast, man, just a little bit, and it's great. And I'm not a Starbucks guy. Got some seasonings, got some adobo and some salt. Got some everything bagel seasoning and some black pepper there. My olive oil, I use it to keep my tools in shape and to cook my veggies. I've started bringing honey. I love honey, and having some tea with some honey is wonderful. And I've also started bringing some Tabasco. So that's all the stuff I keep in this little bag here. All of this. So when I go out, I actually use all of this, every single piece, and I'm surprised. This is my little titanium grill that just does the job. Cooked tons of steaks on it, and it does the job. It's a great grill. My little titanium pan does great, and it's a great plate too, and it's just great. I really like it. In here, I just have a couple backpacking meals. This is my tea bag. I just have various teas. I'm a big tea guy, so, and this is my favorite tea, lemon ginger. That's my go-to. Has no caffeine. I try to stay when I'm in the woods. I try to not drink caffeine too late. When I'm at home, I usually don't care, but at home I like, do things at night. It's like almost midnight right now. So when I'm home, I do things at night. But when I'm in the woods, I get kind of bored. And if I'm just freaking up in the middle of the night with no cell phone service, I kind of get bored. And that's when I start listening to every stick crack, and I can freak myself out. Little stove, my Jetboil, I think it's a Mini Mo. This is the stove that stood the test of time, guys. You've seen a lot of stoves on the channel, and this is the stove that won. This is just the stove I keep going back to. I like that it has a piezo starter. I just like everything about this stove. It's a great stove. I don't use it too much, but it's a great stove. Bag with just various things, oatmeal, Kind bars. And this stuff changes, so, this Scout Pack, I really enjoy it. I really like it. And I think it's worth it. I think it's worth $200. I really had my eye on it for a long time. I actually put myself on a waiting list for it, and when it came up, I was like, I told my wife, I was like, man, the bag that I've been wanting for so long came off the waiting list, and I had to grab it. So I'm gonna keep using it, and I like a lot of things about it over this. I like these side pouches that I can stick my axe in, and my saw, the bigger saw. Even though I like taking a Silky or a Baco or the Corona, those are the small folding saws. Man, having that Agawa, oh dude, it just changes the game when you're out there. So to be honest, I would always rather have this because I don't even mind the extra weight. It's just, especially when I'm taking the canoe. I mean, that thing, you unfold that thing and you can just blow through firewood. With those little saws, you're just like, and they work, but it gets old pretty quick if you have to get a lot of firewood. So that's one thing that makes this bag a little bit better than that one, is having these pouches here. The roll top is fantastic. My canoe did get some water from my boots, and the bag got wet, and no water got in the bag. It wasn't submerged, obviously, but it has like this lining back here. If you can see that, if it focus, okay. It has like this lining, which is it's pretty neat, and it didn't get any moisture in there, which I thought it would, because when I picked it up, the whole back was wet, and there was no moisture in there. So that's pretty sweet. One thing to mention too is there's a little foam pad back here, which if you watch any of my other gear loadout videos, I always bring a foam pad, and now I'm not going to, because there's a little foam pad here, which I didn't use last time I went out, but it's a nice touch. It's supposed to add maybe a little bit of structure to the bag. I don't think it adds much, but of course you can put you can get a harder piece of plastic if you want to do that, and put it in that back compartment there. So I've even seen guys get aluminum and you know, shape it and put it in the back of bags. Not this specific bag, but other bags. So yeah, there's the pack. Do I recommend it? Is it recommended by Outpour Outdoors? I give it a yes, definitely. I think if you're looking for a decent camp bag, I think it'll be great I think it's a great hike bag too. You know, sometimes when you get into these bushcraft bags, they kind of ditch like the hiking aspect of it, which I hike. So I really like it for that. It's a great bag. So thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you watched this far, man, your family, you might as well subscribe. And I always have to mention Jesus, and you know, just if you're in a hard time right now in your life, I pray that you have joy and you have serenity, and that peace falls over you right now, even at the sound of my voice, in Jesus' name, that there's peace that falls over you. I pray that the Holy Spirit fills your home. Even if you don't believe, I pray that you just give it a chance, and that you're that person that just says, God, if you're real, show me right now. Show me through my circumstances. Show me by changing my mind. Show me by giving me peace when I shouldn't have peace. Show me by giving me joy that surpasses understanding, joy that doesn't make any sense. I pray that you just give it a chance, and you watch your life change. I pray for your relationships, anything that you're going through right now, whether you're in the valley or the mountaintop. If you're on the mountaintop, I pray that you're preparing for the valley. But if you're in the valley, I pray that you know that these are seasonal. These are the things that happen in life are seasonal, and don't get too caught up in it, because these seasons will change, and they always do. So I pray that the Lord blesses you through that. And I thank you for stopping by the channel, and God bless you. And check out some other videos on the channel, and see if you dig those too. Have a good night, guys, or a good day, wherever you are. See ya.